up, guys? It's Jessica, and I am back again with another paranormal story time. This experience does not happen to me. This experience happened to my mom. And I'm trying to get her to come on this channel, but she's a little scared. So, maybe one day, but as of right now, it's a no. So, I'm just going to tell the story for her. This experience happened in my mom's house, the one that I mentioned in my last video. And I was probably around 9. And I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a backstory on this one. When we lived in this house, my dad, I don't want to go into too much detail because I don't want it to be like a really serious life video. But around the time that this happened, these experiences happened, my dad was involved with some hard drugs at this time. So he was never around. My mom would absolutely, she did not want him around us or her. So my dad stayed gone a lot at this time. But the night that this experience happened, my dad had just left the house and they had had an argument. And after me and my sister went to bed, I don't know around what time it was, but after the time that me and my sister went to bed, my mom was sitting in the living room. I don't know if she was watching TV or reading a book, and, a couple hours passed. It wasn't like right after we went to sleep or anything, but my mom had this really gut feeling that something was wrong and that she felt like she needed to come and check on us. And my experience is also in this video, but I'm starting with hers because most of this happened to her, okay? So I'm telling hers. And so she had this gut feeling like she needed to come and check on us. So she was about to get up out of her chair to walk down to the hallway to come and check on us. And she said that she looked at the hallway because the hall light was off. I mean, it was dark in the house, And the hall light was off. And she said she looked down the hallway and there were 2 dogs standing looking at her from the entrance of the hallway. And these weren't our dogs. We didn't have dogs at the time, inside or out. And the way that she described them was that they kind of look like a wolf. They kind of look like a regular dog. But they looked so much more demonic than that. They were black and gray, blackish gray. And they had red eyes. And really snarly teeth. They're just showing their teeth, just staring at her. And they were really mangy, I guess is the word. They were really mangy dogs. And they were really skinny. But they were really built, if that makes any sense. They were really muscular, but they were skinny. And she said, from then on, from that point, it was like, oh my God, I've got to get to my kids. I've got to get to my kids. And she said that she got up and the dogs started growling at her. It was almost as if they were trying to keep her from us. And she said each step that she would take, the dogs would growl harder and like they were going to attack her. And she did realize these dogs are trying to keep me from my kids. There's something happening. So she decided to start praying. And I don't want to get into a lot of religion on my channel. I do believe in God. My mom believes in God. Things of that nature. But I'm not here to force my opinion on anybody. So she started to pray. And they got madder. And around this time is when I was starting to experience something. Not starting to, but this night. I remember, because me and my sister, we slept in the same bed together our entire life. Even when we were teenagers, we slept in the same bed together. We loved being next to each other. It was a comfort. It was safety. It was just that's just how we were. We were really close sisters. And we were both scared of the dark our entire life, and we hated sleeping alone. So that's why we slept together. So anyway, we were in the very back bedroom, and we were both asleep. And I remember before my dad left, I heard my mom and dad arguing. You know, they were yelling or whatever, and I don't remember if I drifted off to sleep from them fighting. I know that sounds awful, but it wasn't like they were bickering about something stupid. She wanted him out if he was going to be high. So he was arguing about it. So anyway, so me and my sister were asleep, and I remember something woke me up. And I just had, I was like 8 or 9, maybe 10. No older than 10 though. And I remember I had this like sinking feeling, like this, I was so scared when I woke up, and I didn't know why. And it was, oh my goodness, just remembering it is insane. I look out my door, or I look at the door to my bedroom, and there was this black figure, is the only way I know how to describe it, facing us. Like, you could tell it was looking at us. And it was like a hooded figure, I guess. And it was kind of just standing there. It wasn't moving, it wasn't moving or anything. And it just stood there like it was staring at us. And then all of a sudden, a second one walked behind the first one. Just stood there. And I remember I wanted to scream, but I couldn't because I was so scared. It wasn't holding me back from screaming. It was my own fear. I could not scream. And then all of a sudden, this light pierces through the room. And it's almost as if darkness and light were fighting. I will never forget that moment. I will never forget it. I've heard a lot of people talk about seeing angels and things of that nature, but I've never seen an angel. That is the closest that I have ever gotten to experiencing an angel, anything angelic like that. And it was literally fighting against the dark. And I feel like I can see spirits, and I can't see angel beings because, as weird as it sounds, the angels are probably going to freak me out more than the demons or the spirits, whatever you want to call them, because angels are so pure. I don't know how to explain it, but anyway, so it was like they were fighting back and forth, and I still couldn't scream. And then all of a sudden, my mom bursts through the door, like runs down the hallway, and flips on the light, and came to our bed and just sat there and held on to us. And that's an experience that I'm never going to forget. I did not find out about the dog part until, a few years later. I was still young. I was probably like 11, maybe a year or two later. But I do remember my mom telling me about it, and because she told me about it because I had started mentioning to her more of my experiences that I was having, and actually I didn't have to mention anything to her. I wasn't afraid to tell her anything because a lot of times I would wake up in the middle of the night and scream for my mom because of experiences that either I was having, my sister was having, things that I heard or saw or whatever. But that's something that I'm never going to forget. That one was crazy. And my mom has actually seen the dogs more than one time. And need to research what that means. I've never actually researched that to see what that means, but I need to do that. And I'm going to tell you guys one quick little paranormal one. And this one is of my own. But like I said, it doesn't deserve an entire video of its own because it's just a short, sweet little video, you know? So this experience takes place, my oldest was about 3 years old, so like 5 years ago maybe. And we were at my house, my own house, and everything seemed fine. Everything seemed fine. And it was like 8 o'clock in the morning, and I remember my son woke me up. We were in the same bed, and I was facing away from him. And he was shaking me awake. Mama, Mama. And I could hear him, and I was trying to wake up, and all of a sudden, he says, Mama, who is that man? And I remember I jolted awake and sat straight up, and I looked. And at the end of our bed was a man standing with his arms reached out like this. Just standing there looking at us. And what freaks me out the most about that is that not just that my son saw it, but this was a human, like, spirit. It wasn't a black shadow. It wasn't a gray mist. It was nothing like that. It looked like an actual man in our bedroom. He was wearing like a really dark greenish brown sweater and really dark brown pants. And I remember his face was so evil, I guess is the word. And it was scary, okay? Because I saw it, my son saw it, and he was just standing there. Like he was about to jump at us and like grab us. Whew, so scary, so scary. So I remember, my son was just sitting, like, laying there in bed, and he was like, who is that? And I scrambled myself up against the wall, and I was like, go away, and it took all my might to just say, go away. And I'll never forget. He looked down at me, and he kind of cocked his head sideways, and he stood back up, and he walked and vanished. As he walked away, he vanished. Whoo, that one is scary. But like I said, it didn't deserve its own story time. So, I gave you guys a 2-for-1 today. Yeah! I wanted to tell you guys, I want my channel to be about you guys. So, I want you guys to let me know what video you want next. Do you want another paranormal experience? Because those will be, all the time. Do you want a paranormal tag? Do you want to get to know me video? Or are there other videos that you guys want me to do? And I also wanted to let you guys know how thankful I am for each and every one of you that has subscribed to my channel. It means the absolute world to me. You guys are awesome. Each and every one of you are awesome. I want to make my channel about you guys. I want my content to be for you guys. What you guys want to see. If you guys have any videos that you want me to do, whether it be an exploration video or whatever you guys want me to do, if you have any ideas whatsoever, comment them down below because I want to do what you guys want to see. So until next time, guys, stay spooky.